Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ivy and I'm a makeup artist based in Asaba, Delta State, Nigeria. And you're welcome to our Beginner's Face Glam series. This is the part 1. This Face Glam series, unlike the Eye Glam series, is going to be a 5-part series. So we're starting today with the part 1 of the Face Glam series, and we're going to be talking all about brushes and tools that you are going to be needing for your face glam. I have about 6 brushes and 2 tools that you are going to be needing for your beginners face glam series. So I'm going to be showing the brushes to you so that you go ahead and get them ahead of our practical makeup application. Okay, that is the content you like to see, then please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. It only takes 1 second. Welcome back guys. So we are done with our beginners eye glam series, parts 1 to part 6. So if you haven't already seen that, what are you doing here? Go and watch that one first. Oh yeah. I'm going to be linking the videos in the description box. I've curated them into a playlist, so go watch them so you learn how to do beautiful glam eye looks. Today we're going to be starting with our beginners face glam series, parts 1 to 5. Today is going to be part 1. We're going to be talking all about brushes and tools. Now, as a beginner, it's easy for you to be confused. You are seeing so many makeup brushes for the face and so many brands, and you are confused. What am I going to get? You are seeing brush sets, you are seeing everything. You don't even know. You might even have a brush set, you don't know what each brush is there is for, right? So in this video today, I'm going to be showing you the most important brushes, 1, and 2. This thing I want to say applies to even me. You might not be able to wash your brushes on a daily, so you need to have brushes for different things so that you don't muddle everything up, and at least once a week you get to wash your brushes ahead of next use. Okay, so the very first tool you are going to be needing is a beauty sponge. A beauty sponge looks just like this. They have different shapes. They have the ones that are shaped like an egg. This one is the 2-cut one. This one I have is from Nigerian brand called Didi Beauty. They have it in black and brown. Beauty sponges are a dime a dozen. You can get the beauty sponge anywhere, so just get you a beauty sponge. This one I have right here is damp, so you need a damp beauty sponge. You buy it and it's in the container. It's dry, it's harder, it's stiff. This one you can see how squishy it is. You get your beauty sponge, you run it underneath water, and then you just press it a little bit, and it absorbs the water and it gets bigger and softer. And then you take a face towel, a dry face towel, and you kind of like put the how do I explain? I have a napkin here. You just put the beauty sponge in it and you wring, like you press, you wring, and then it removes all the water in the beauty sponge, and then you leave in an airy place to air dry for like 5 minutes before you start your makeup application. Now, what do we do with a beauty sponge? You use a beauty sponge. Personally, I use a beauty sponge for that purpose. Some people use brushes. I'm not team brush, especially when you're a beginner. It's always far more difficult because it doesn't blend easily. Okay, so you use a beauty sponge to blend out concealer underneath your eye, to just blend in all the products together after application to make it look seamless. Does that make sense? Okay, see, let me go through that again. Use a beauty sponge to blend out concealer underneath your eye. You use a different part of the sponge to blend in the contour, properly, just to blend so that they blend one into the other. Use a beauty sponge also for cream blush. I'm not team cream blush, so I don't do that, but you can also use a beauty sponge for that. You can use a beauty sponge with your powder to set underneath your eye. This beauty sponge does a whole lot of things, so that is it. And then another thing I like to do with the beauty sponge is after I finish placing and blending out everything, I take a beauty sponge and just tap over everything. It helps to blend it some more. And then finally, what do I do with the beauty sponge? After I set my face at the final part of makeup application, like when I'm done with everything, I just use the beauty sponge to push in the setting spray into the skin. So those are the things I do with a beauty sponge. Now you're going to be hearing certain terminologies in this video. Don't worry about it. The part 2 of this face glam series is going to be all about the makeup products you're going to need for your face glam, and the part 3 we're going to be talking all about the different parts of the face. So when I say the cheekbones, you know where it means. When I say the hollow of the cheek, when I say the T-zone, when I say under the eye, when I say all those makeup terminologies, you know what they mean. So all those are coming in subsequent parts. Okay, so we're done with the makeup beauty sponge now. Our very first tool. Our second tool is a powder puff. This one I have right here is from Zaron Cosmetics. Now there are powder puffs and there are powder puffs. There are some powder puffs that are this triangular shape, but they don't do nothing. Like you think they do until you use a different powder puff and you're like, oh, what have I been using? This is one of those triangular powder puffs. Now, what do I do with this powder puff? I use this powder puff with our loose setting powder to set concealer underneath my eye. Because I use my beauty sponge for a whole lot of things, I don't want it to become too saturated. Like almost every part of this beauty sponge is gonna be used. And I also discovered that whenever I use it to apply powder products, it just kind of does something to the sponge. So I prefer to use a puff. I use a puff to set with face setting powder underneath my eye. I also use it to clean up the lower part, bottom of my cheek right here, my cheekbones right here, after I apply my contour powder. So those are things I use powder puff to do. That's the second tool. Now we're going into the brushes. The first brush I will talk about now is going to be a foundation brush, but mind you, your fingers are also tools we're going to be using in our face glam series, because some people use brushes to apply face primer. I don't. I like the way my finger blends face primer into the skin and melts it, so our fingers are going to come in handy. That's why I didn't just bother with that. So we've talked about 2 products now, 2 tools. The third product is now going to be a makeup brush. The makeup brush, this is my favorite makeup brush ever, and this is the Juvia's Place makeup brush. This flat top foundation brush looks just like this. It's a little bit slanted right here. I like big flat topped foundation brushes for applying foundation. I also have another one here from Vicabel, flat top as well. This is just totally flat top. It's not slanted. You can see how wide the circumference of this foundation brush is. Now, why do I insist on a flat top foundation brush? Personally, I prefer to apply my products in a stippling motion. That way it's very difficult for you to move things too much. They tend to blend better, like because they are pressed into the skin. And you see same thing in subsequent brushes I'm going to be talking about here. When you apply products in a tapping motion and you use brushes that can help you do that, the products tend to stay on for longer, tend to blend better. So those are just the reasons why I love products that can use to tools rather that I can use to apply products in a stippling motion. And I love big foundation brushes, like so big. Other brands have, I think the e.l.f. has the e.l.f. powder brush, also a very good one. I used to use it. So just get you any flat top foundation brush. You're going to be using it to apply your foundation all over your face in a stippling motion. So this is the third product on our list today. The third brush, let me just be saying it like that. First 2 were the tools. The third item now is a brush. The fourth brush is going to be also a slanted powder brush. This one I have here is the Morphe E58 brush. It's almost similar to the Jovial Split foundation brush we spoke about earlier, but this one is a powder brush. It's more fluffy, it has longer bristles, it has a lot more give. It's slanted as well at the top, and it just helps for, it's a bit pinched in here at the ferrule, so it just helps for easy placement of powder, and it just helps, you just tap in the powder, tap 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 is how I like to apply. And I also have this other one I have been loving, pardon the brush, because I used it for this makeup look I have on today. This is also another powder brush I love. I love powder brushes that are huge. I also love powder brushes that are dense and that I can use to apply products in a tapping motion. I don't want to waste time when applying my makeup. This one I have here is the Vicabel NK39 brush. It does come in a brush set from Vicabel. You can see the pink ferrule. Just go on the website and you'll see the brush set. I can't remember the name. If I remember it, I'll just put it up here. That's another brush, so you can pick either or, know which one works for you. Personally, more often than not, you'll see me using this Morphe E58 brush because I just love the way it applies products. So these are the 4th brushes. The 5th brushes, I'm showing you multiples because I want you to have options. I want you to have variety, okay? Now, the 5th brush I have right here is my small powder setting powder brush. What do I use this powder brush to do? I use this powder brush to dust out powder from underneath my eye after baking. This one I have here is the Vicabel NK47 brush. It works really, really well. This is like my favorite brush now. I used to like another Vicabel brush prior, but I discovered that after several washes, it just became really lightweight and it wasn't really doing so much for me. So this Vicabel NK47 brush I love to beat. I just use it to set and underneath my eye and to also sweep out powder from underneath my eye. Another brush I love we can also use to do that is the Zaron multipurpose brush, a bit bigger than this, but it also fits into that part of the eye, and you can use it to sweep out and dust out powder from underneath the eye. If you can get one, I would prefer the Vicabel one because it's smaller and it can, fit in better. Okay, Morphe has a brush like this, like those tapered powder. I think Real Technique has one. Which other brand now? Sigma does have a tapered powder brush like this, used to dust out powder from underneath the eye. So these are the 5th products on our list today, or 5th brushes on our list rather. The 6th brushes on our list today are going to be our contour brushes. Now, I personally prefer angled brushes for my contour because it's just easy to place and just tap the product in rather than using those round or other brushes. Just personal preference. Okay, so this one I have here is from the same brush set that these other Vicabel brushes came from. I have about 4 brushes from that brush set. That brush set is really good, quite expensive. Last I checked, it was around 75,000, but it is really, really good. This one I have right here is the Vicabel NK45 brush. You don't have to get the brush set too. You can get something similar. Even our typical everyday Bobbi Brown brush, they have an angled brush like this. You can get that. Just start from somewhere, okay? This brush I used to apply contour in the hollow of my cheek, right here underneath my cheekbone. I just, tap in on my forehead. I also use this brush to apply blush on my cheeks. It works really, really well. Very soft, and I like angled brushes like I said, but also brushes that have some give to it. You can see how much give it has. That is really, really beautiful. And then similar to this brush, Zaron has a 4-in-1 brush that does something similar. It's also an angled brush, but this Zaron brush does come with two sides. So you have this part that I always love to use for contour, and I can just turn over and use for blush. So you can get either or, anyone you get. Different brands have this kind of angled brushes. I used to own one from BH Cosmetics. I used to own one from W7 Cosmetics. Like, I have several other brands of this angled brush. Which other brand am I forgetting now? I can't really remember off the top of my head right now, but they're different brands. Just know how the brush looks. The ferrule is pinched in a bit here at the top of the ferrule, and then the bristles come up to a slight slant. Okay, same thing with this Zaron brush. They are 4-in-1 brush, so it has like a couple of other products in it, but I rarely use those ones. I generally just restrict myself to these two brushes right here, so you can get either or. The 7th brush that we have on our list is going to be an highlighter brush. Now, what do you do with an highlighter brush? I use an highlighter brush to apply highlighter on the tops. You can see here glowing. I use a highlighter brush to apply highlighter on the tops of my cheekbones. Now, some people use fan brushes, some people use bigger brushes. Previously, I used to use this brush right here. You can see how much bigger. It's not so much bigger, but you can see how much bigger it is. Previously, I used to use this brush. In a pinch, I can make use of it, but I prefer smaller blending brushes like this. This one is the Vicabel NK23 brush. This brush came with the Vicabel Platinum Eye Set. I think I mentioned that brush during our Eye Glam Beginner's Eye Glam series when we're talking about the brushes. I got this from there. It was too big a brush to use for blending purposes or anything, but I just repurposed it for highlight, and it does do a beautiful work. I don't like my highlight to be too much. I like it to be well blended, and this just picks the right amount of highlighter, and also it helps with placement. So when you take and you apply, you don't have the highlighter applying on a very large surface on the face. Okay, you take this brush, you tap into the highlighter, and you apply on the top part of the cheekbones right here, and you're looking at me and you're saying, hey Ivy, you've come again. Don't worry. In the third part of this beginner's face glam series, we're going to talk about the parts of the face. I'm going to be telling you which you'll be seeing a picture, and you'll be seeing what parts of the face. I have them neatly labeled. Don't worry, I got you covered. Just know what the brush is going to be doing. That's why we are doing this video today, so that you have enough time to get your brushes and you know what each brush is for. Because it's not just for me to tell you get these brushes. I also have to let you know what they're going to be used for. Okay, and then the 8th and final brush we have is my Royal Enhanced Contour brush, which is like an angled contour brush pinched in right here at the ferrule. Really beautiful. Now, I don't use this brush for powder contour. Why? Because you can see it with the brush we mentioned earlier. This brush we mentioned earlier has longer bristles and it has more give. This is more dense, so I use this with my cream contour to apply my cream contour on my face and to blend it out. Okay, that is what this brush is for, and because the bristles are so dense, it just makes blending out the product a breeze. It makes it easy. Okay, so these are the 8 brushes and tools that you're going to be needing for your face glam. So for your face glam series, you're going to be needing these 8 brushes and tools. Just go get them. They are not too much. These are products that you're going to own, and with these products, I'm not telling you to buy a brush set of 20 brushes. 8 brushes and tools that you're going to need. Like with these brushes and tools I am sharing with you now, you can complete any face makeup look beautifully like a professional. Okay, so in the next part of our video, we are going to be going into the makeup products you are going to be needing for your face glam, the complete set of makeup products. I'm going to be sharing them with you, showing them to you, telling you how you're going to use them. And then in the part 3, we're going to go into the parts of the face and makeup terminology associated with those parts of the face. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Go get your brushes. Thank you for staying tuned till the end, and I'll see you in our very next video in part 2. Bye guys.